Small change, big impact.
When the first 100 graduates walk out, what headline would you want the nation to read?
Education is not just something for the government to do. It is every person's responsibility to give back to the place where they belong.
If we fast forward to 2047, what role do you see the students playing? More as job seekers or as job creators?
Not everybody can be a job creator, but what we want to do is create more job creators.
Skills or degrees, your pick for the future?
Skills beyond the books and several other soft skills which are going to be required to survive the next 10 years.
If you could design a subject for tomorrow's schools, what would you call it?
People go into workplace without the skill of resilience, and I think that's something I would really like to create a subject on, is how do they survive in the world.
Hello and welcome to Tete Unplugged, the Mani Rachna podcast. Today I'm joined by someone who straddles two worlds effortlessly: the global stage of higher education and the grassroots heart of India. He is the Executive Director for QS, Africa, Middle East and South Asia, an author, founder of the PAC Foundation and the architect of Goa Super 100. Mr. Ashwin Fernandez, welcome to Mani Rachna.
Thank you so much, Bhumika. I'm great to be here with you on this podcast.
Well, it's an honor for us. Dr. Ashwin, you've seen education from both outstreams to outsourced corridors. When you think of Viksit Bharat, what excites you the most? Is it the rankings or the real impact?
When I look at where I came from and where I am currently, I think the prospect of being Viksit is truly having freedom in having the best education in India. And when I look at the real impact for me will be when our grassroots level schools have access to the top-notch quality education through the world and able to impart that in our village schools. And that would be real impact for me. And I feel in the next few years, through the various schemes, the various policies the government is having, and also the participation of private entities and people like me who can come back and give back to the community, that will really have the biggest impact, which is going to be even better than rankings or any other accolades which you can get for the country or for the nation in this case.
Your Happy Schools project turned broken blackboards into smart classrooms. What pushed you to roll up your sleeves and start working at the grassroots level?
When I came out of a village school, and when I left India after graduation, I really was disappointed with how the state of the country was, and I left India at that time with an aspiration to go abroad and create a life for myself. Life brought me full circle, and I think when I came back to India many years later, I seen how, of course, globally our schools and higher education had evolved, and our classrooms in my state, Goa, and the village haven't developed themselves beyond what it was when I left school. And that really broke my heart to see broken toilets, roofs with leaking through with the monsoons, the boards and the classrooms broken, and several dilapidated condition of our classroom, which really drove me to create the Happy School project. And thereon, I think while we created the Happy School project, PAC Foundation impacted over 20 schools in Goa currently. Yeah,
That's really wonderful. Goa Super 100, one sure our bigger projects, is giving wings to dreams that could have been tipped by circumstances. When the first 100 graduates walk out, what headline would you want the nation to read?
Small change, big impact. And I think that is what we want to do. Is education is not just something for the government to do. It is every person's responsibility to give back to the place where they belong. And the Goa Super 100 was created with the single most narrative, which is to empower those which don't have access to get access to higher education. Because when I was in school, nobody motivated me to go to university. And I think coming from a village school, giving access to those kids to go out of the village into some of the global style universities, at least in India to start with, giving them access to some of the best programs, not allowing circumstances to determine their future, but giving them the access to higher education so that they can make their own future in the coming months and the years, would really be this headline, is the impact which this small change of working with these underprivileged, or I would say under-resourced communities of Goa.
That is a beautiful thought, and must say on a lighter note, however, if you had been one of those 100, which course would you have picked?
Well, it would be difficult because when I was in school and university, I just wanted to complete my education due to peer pressure and parental pressure.
That is what we all went.
Exactly. But when I went with QS and seen these global classrooms, seen the global experiences, seen how universities, and I just wish at that time I had a Goa Super 100, which would inspire me to go and do something outside of Goa. Perhaps today I would have not been in QS and done something else, but of course I think fate and destiny had a different role to play and brought me back to QS, brought me to QS, where I truly value the role which education has. And I hope that through the Goa Super 100, through the PAC Foundation, and through the work I'm doing at the grassroots level, we can inspire many more Ashwin Fernandeses to go out in the world and create an impact for not just themselves, but for the country.
Indeed, that is. You've made a book out of Mann Ki Baat, movie dialogue. If students today had their own Mann Ki Baat, what do you think they'd talk about?
I think it would be an open canvas for these young people to talk about what they aspire India to be, because every young Indian wants to see a developed, wants to see a truly progressive India where they are flourishing, where there is great job opportunities, and we are seeing that happening as we move towards Viksit Bharat. So the Mann Ki Baat for them would be their open canvas, their aspirations for India that is highly progressive, shoulder to shoulder with some of the best economies of the world. And I think that's what would be their word in Mann Ki Baat.
It would be pretty interesting to listen to those conversations. Now, you spoke about Viksit Bharat 2047. If we fast forward to 2047, India at 100, what role do you see the students playing? More as job seekers or as job creators?
I think it's a mix of both job seekers and job creators. Not everybody can be a job creator, but what we want to do is create more job creators so that we can have job seekers as well, who are across the world, across India, across the villages, across from different tiers of the society and different stratas, get access to employment, get access to skills. And I think that's what we want to create with the future generations, to have the change of mindset from job seekers to job creators. But I think at the end of the day, there's going to be both types of people who are going to be there in India.
Definitely. You've seen our ethos at Manoraj Tom. If you had to describe our role in one line, you'd say we're preparing global citizens or nation builders.
It is a combination of creating nation builders to create a better developed India for the future. So I think the nation builders is what every institution should be creating at this time.
Now it's time to switch to a rapid fire round. First question, grades or grit? What really defines success to you?
It is grit, because I think what I learned in a classroom was definitely, there were grades which I got, but I never learned to fight the atrocities, the challenges, the kind of agility what you require in the world. So I think it is definitely grit, and that comes to experience, I feel, which I feel universities might not be able to completely train you for, and the real life classroom is where you learn grit.
Definitely. Skills or degrees, your pick for the future?
I think it's going to be skills, along with a combination of degrees, and I'm not going to discount either. But skills beyond what's in the books, and these skills include creative thinking, agility as well, and working with teams, and several other soft skills which are going to be required to survive the next 10 years.
If every student had one super skill, what should it be?
I think it would be super skill. That's interesting. And I think every student needs to have the survival instinct, because I feel today's generation breaks down very quickly, and I think that is what the stress test is, where I think every young person needs to learn that survival instinct in today's world.
Chalkboards or smart boards? Where's the real learning happening?
The real learning is going to be in your mind, because you might have the best smart boards, but you don't have the mindset to learn and think. It's not going to help you. And you might have a chalkboard, but you have the mindset to learn and think differently. It is going to help you. So it's in your mind.
Yeah. One habit every young leader must build.
Reading. I think I learned it very late in life, and of course I've been when I was in college I used to write as a journalist as well, and I started reading more now, getting more busy. So I think reading, understanding new trends, true books, and magazines, and any literature, and that is something our young people really need to learn, is to pick up a book, one book every month, would really enhance their knowledge.
If you could design a subject for tomorrow's goals, what would you call it?
A subject, I would think I would go back to what I said earlier, is survival, because the corporate world is really a test of resilience. While most of India is resilient, but I think people go into workplace without the skill of resilience, and I think that's something I would really like to create a subject on. Is how do they survive in the world?
It would be interesting to sit in my class.
Yeah.
3 words to describe the use of Tarek.
Highly ambitious, progressive, and open to change.
That sums up our entire conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fernandez, for sharing your vision and thoughts with us. We are actually proud to be walking alongside change makers like you for Goa, for India, and for every dreamer that just wants to fly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back again with another episode of Tete Tete Unplugged, the Morning Rush podcast.